Good morning, class 10. Welcome back once again. So, today I am going to start with a new chapter of political science, that is gender, religion, and caste. Gender, which already means male and female, religion, which has been related with the different kind of a religion which has been followed in our country, let's say Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, and when we talk about caste, within each religion we have a number of castes. Like in Muslims you have Shias and Sunnis, in Hindus you have Punjabis, you have Bengalis, you have Marathis, and so on. As already in my previous chapters I have explained to you that how the division of power helps to do the work in a more easy way. So today let's see these three kinds of social differences which can take the form of a social division and inequalities. That means the social differences which has been based on gender, religion, and caste. Let's see how these differences which exist in a society divides a society into different ways. So let us begin with the gender division. Now children, when we talk about gender division, it's a form of a division which has been seen everywhere, every moment, and it has been rarely recognized also. Do you know the gender division? It tends to be understood as it is natural and unchangeable. Means it's there, but we hardly recognize it. Now when we talk about this gender division which is existing in our society and we are living with that, now there is a gender division in public also, in private also. Do you know children that the boys and girls, they have been brought up with the belief that the main responsibility of a woman is to look after the household work, bring up the children, and the responsibility of a man is to go out and work. You'll find that in most families, women, they do all work inside the home, such as a cooking or a cleaning or a washing or tailoring or looking after the children. And men do what they do. They do all the work outside the home. Now, it is not that man cannot do the housework. They simply think that it is the work of a woman to do all these things inside the house. And you know, when these jobs are paid, you'll find that maximum men, they are ready to take up these work. If you see today, most of the tailors, they are men. Most of the cooks in a hotel, they are men. Now similarly, it is not that they do not work outside their home. You'll find in village the women, they go out, they fetch water, they collect fuel, they work in the village. And in the urban areas, maximum women in a middle class home, they go out and work. So children, what I mean to say that the majority of women do some sort of a paid work. The only thing is that their work is not being valued. It is not been recognized. And as a result, there is a division of labor. Do you know, half of the women, they constitute a humanity, but their role in public life is negligible. There was a time when only men were allowed to cast the vote or to participate in the public affairs. But gradually a time came when women, they came out of their houses, they agitated, they came out with a demonstration. And slowly and steadily the women in different parts of the world, they started getting certain recognition. Recognition all because of the agitation which demanded an enhancing and a political and a legal status of a women in improving their educational career opportunities. And these movements, the radical women movements, the movements which aimed at equality in personal life, family life, as well as the life outside the house, these movements were called the feminist movement. Children, this political expression of gender division and a political mobilization on the question, they help the women to improve their public life. Today you can see that women's, they are scientists also, doctors also, engineers also, teachers also, I say lecturers also, lawyers also. There are a number of the field where women are working, and you find that in some parts of the world you'll find that there is a high percentage of women who go out and work. But if we talk about a country like India, you'll find still we have a male dominating society, which is known as a patriarchal society. Here the women, they face a number of disadvantages like the literacy rate among women is only 54% as compared to 76% among the men. Similarly, you'll find a smaller proportion of girl students, they go for higher studies. Only the boys are allowed. The girls, they are made to drop out their studies, as the parents, they do not prefer to spend their money on the girls in comparison to a boy. Then you'll find that the proportion of women among the highly paid and valued job is still very, very less. On an average, children, will find an Indian woman, she works almost 1 hour more than an average man every day, yet her work is not paid, and therefore her work is not valued. Now in 1976, there was an Equal Remuneration Act which was passed to provide equal wages for the same kind of a work. Still you'll find in almost all the areas, right from the field of a factories or on offices or a field, the women's, they are paid less in comparison to a men when both of them do exactly the same kind of a work. Even in many parts of our country, you'll find the Indian parent, they have a mentality to prefer a son than to a daughter. What they used to do, they used to get the girl child aborted even before she's born. So due to which what happened, there's a decline in the child sex ratio. So children, this shows that in our country the gender division exists to a very larger extent. There are reports on various kinds of harassment, exploitation, violence against women. You'll find in urban areas the women are not safe even within their own homes. They are not safe. The reason, because they are being beaten up, they are being harassed, and there are a number of the other forms of domestic violence. So children, this is how a gender division is prevailing within a society, not only inside the house, also outside the house, even in private as well as in public.